Hello there, much love and welcome in to special edition Magic of the Day number 10, bringing you Magic learning Magic backwards and forwards, one game of Commander. So, opponent double mulligans. Okay, well that should make things much easier to win one game when you play first and you have more cards than the opponent. So what Commander is, we each have 40 life, and we get to pick a legend. I don't know what the opponent's legend is. Circu, it's a mill. I'm going to take a close look at that in a moment. We each get to play with a legend, which chills in our command zone, and we get to cast the legend whenever we want, and if it gets destroyed, 2 colorless is tacked onto the cost. And also, if we're able to hit the opponent for 20 with our general, then we win, our commander. Opponent can't cast non-owned cards. Okay, interesting. So that's what we're doing. So, okay, here's the interesting discussion of the day. Those of you who have been following along, every day we talk about, try to have a question or some kind of useful discussion about something semi-magic related, not always. This is a discussion of the importance of understanding context when helping them with their deck list. So, what I mean by that is the context of what kind of format person's playing, how they're playing, who they're playing, time constraints they're playing, cards available when they're playing, all are going to have a major effect on, might as well have answered this, a major effect on preference, all have a major effect on how they're going to actually play or want to play. So for instance, things are very different in Commander than they would be in not Commander. Obviously. I'm gonna go for an end of turn Teferi. So for instance, it's important to note that I am playing a one-on-one duel, whatever deal is ascribed to. I'm playing a one-on-one duel with the goal of winning quickly, actually. So, a lot of people play EDH, play Commander as a way to spend a long time with friends, play long games, basically chill out, and if you were taking a Commander deck, ooh, I like Hypnotic Siren, 4, 5, although I'm gonna, yeah, let's keep both actually. Snap that. Trying to win on tempo here. And get in with the Mutavault. Attack. So I'm trying to play Magic and have a conversation. You might think that, well, I hope you get what I'm saying, is if you just see a raw deck list, Death Touch, we can steal that. If you just see a raw deck list, that's not nearly enough information to figure out. Interesting. Not nearly enough information to figure out how to really guide or help someone, because Ugin's Insight, draw a bunch of cards, Soul Caesar, that's gonna have a hard time flipping. Combat damage to a player, Scry, Ugin's Insight, is the opponent gonna have time? A lot of the time I just like to leave the opponent with cards from Vendilion Click, so that we at least know what we're playing against. So I think I might do that in this case. I mean, Soul Caesar could be really good against us if it's able to come down, but that seems pretty unlikely. And then Ugin's Insight. I guess I'm gonna bottom Ugin's Insight. So that's something to keep in mind. Anytime you see a deck list, think about 7. I don't want to risk the Mutavault in combat because I don't want to lose our 7th mana. Two damage is not worth the risk. We really want to be able to steal whatever the opponent plays next turn. So whenever trying to help, it's honestly it's often more helpful to ask questions than to give answers. Guide someone's thinking, like, yeah, so what is your goal? What cards do you have available? What is a victory for you specifically? Have you considered this? Have you considered that? And that becomes very helpful in a contextual setting. So I realized, oops, I just clicked through the main combat, or main phase number 1, but it doesn't really matter too much. So we are winning in just the tempo war. Second main phase. Go ahead and use Hypnotic Siren to take Circu. So what do you think about that? I want to hear your thoughts and your comments on how important is contextual thinking, and what's the best way to approach how to help people without, I mean, the downside here, which we see from time to time, is interesting. So I want to probably want to keep a creature back to block, because there's always a risk of giving people. We don't want to be the person who gives someone advice with just not knowing their situation at all, right? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do we want to attack with all this? That would take 10, and then they could use Soul Caesar, Hypnotic Siren. I might hang on to Circu just to prevent Soul Caesar from ever happening. And also we're at a point where I'd be happy to lose Teferi because I want to cast. We need things to do with our mana, so as a Mystifying Maze, opponent's attacking. Maybe he doesn't realize. Okay, figured out. This thing is a flying blocker. So, and hopefully we draw something awesome. 3. Faded Infatuation. So there's 2 Soul Caesars now. Interesting. And a few Scries. And Mystifying Maze. So the opponent is starting to stabilize, really. It'd be helpful if we drew something that was not an island, but sometimes that's going to happen. We are at 40, so we definitely have time. So Mystifying Maze, that's a concern. I guess I'm just gonna attack with these two. I really don't want Soul Caesar to happen. Oh, okay, I screwed that up. I didn't fully understand how that worked. So, Well, actually, that ended up working out okay because it caused the opponent to chump block. But the opponent was able to exile their Fathom Feeder and reclaim it. So that was a poor attack by me, except for the fact that the opponent ended up chump blocking the Teferi. So it didn't work out so bad. It worked out okay. Soul Ring. What's the price of this card? This is a card that I need in my decks. I needs it. Need that card. Okay, Wind Rider Patrol. No attacks from the opponent. They can't play anything. We have Teferi. Hoping for a Jace. I'm very happy to draw a Jace. It's exactly what we need. Whenever you cast a blue spell, exile the top of your library. Interesting. Ooh, exile the top of target library. Exile the opponent. Ha, we're coming at you. Okay, gonna minus it. This is really the card we needed to pull us ahead, I think. Sleight of hand, perfect. Well, I don't know if actual perfect, but good. Very good. Okay. Counterspell or Snapcaster Mage, both very good. I like Snapcaster Mage because it can be a forbid, and we have the mana to make that happen. So I'm gonna play a land, and we can either just wait or we can trade the Teferi. I don't necessarily mind trading the Teferi because again we have so much mana. The opponent doesn't have mana to Mystifying Maze. We'd be trading with the Fathom Feeder, which I kind of want to do. I don't care so much about the flash thing. I'd be happy to trade with any of those creatures actually, or I'd be okay with it. Yeah, I mean, slightly awkward, but we both have a lot of mana. Fathom Feeder has a mana ability. The opponent can start drawing cards, or we can just replay Teferi. So I'm actually happy with that trade. Pristine Talisman is fine. Let's save Snapcaster Mage for something that really matters. Surprised the opponent hasn't used this though, have to say. Okay, here's something. Jace Memory Adept. I'm going to forbid that. Exile this. Circu's a really weird commander because forbid. There's 100 cards. It's gonna be really hard to mill. Forbid that. It's really hard to mill someone out when they start with 99 cards. Okay. And we are basically in a great position. Opponent does have a lot of mana, but we've got the Planeswalker. They don't. Trade Vendilion Click. Trade a 3/1 with a 4/3. I don't want to trade the Circu, because then it would go back to the opponent's command zone and they could replay it. We don't want that. Sower of Temptation. That's a brutal one. Draw a card. Play a land. So do we have enough mana to play? We actually don't have enough mana to play Teferi also this turn, but that's okay. We can steal all the things. Send in with Mutavault. Yeah, EDH is maybe my new jam, man. Alright, well it was a quick game, but I'm gonna run it back tomorrow, probably with adjustments, maybe switching the general. But before we get there, let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm working with. So the reason I picked Teferi is a great duel general. In a duel, Teferi is just insane. He just dominates the timing of when things happen. Such good controlling, and he can be really hard to remove and to kill with blue counter magic. So only really need to play it once. And then got some islands, some lands, card draw. I stuffed the deck with ways to steal what the opponent has. For instance, we've got Treachery, we've got Mind Control, we've got Sower, we've got Threads, we've got Hypnotic Siren, a good amount of counter magic, card draw, threats, Master of Waves, Suspend, Bounce. Aether Spouts is a blowout, really like this one. I've got Omniscience on 10 just because I do what I want. And we've got, yeah, just a mix of fun things. All my hottest singles for the most part. I'm missing a Pestermite, I loaned those out. Alright, we're back for game 2. Apparently there's 2 games. I didn't even realize this. I thought it was just 1 game. But let's do it. So I'm going to go ahead and mulligan that one. Keep this one. This one is much better. I'm going to bottom the island. I think that either way would be fine. And hope the opponent doesn't have Soul Ring, because we don't have Soul Ring. They don't have Soul Ring. Great. Okay. We've got some good stuff. A bit on the slower end. Again, we don't have anything that costs 2 this game. There's a Mind Stone. But otherwise, Condescend is a perfect draw, exactly what we wanted to draw. Interesting, so the opponent is missing blue mana, somewhat unluckily. Minamo. So I think we should have kept a land, actually. I'm going to Compulsive Research, though. Refuel. Okay, we're alright. Discard 2 cards or a land card. Discard a land card. Discard Seed of the Synod. And there's an Omniscience to dream about one day. See if the opponent hits their blue. And they're doing nothing. So, what we've learned today is that if the opponent has really shitty draws, it's not that hard to succeed. Yeah. Okay. Opponent continues to do nothing. Continue to hit lands. Play Jace, because why not? 3, 6. And I'm actually going to tick Jace up because we have a fat grip of cards already. Okay, opponent has hit a land. And our counter shields are down for this one turn. Okay. Dig through time. Alright, well, I'm going to split the cards. We might end up... I'll take the I'll take the shackles pretty much just by choice, yeah. Choose pile 1, shackles. Put these on the bottom, play a land. Play Vidalak and shackles. Although Cloudskate and Aether Spouts could have been good, but I don't really see Aether Spouts doing anything at this point. The opponent still is unable to even cast a spell. Really not the most entertaining game, but last game was okay. There goes Soul Caesar, and there's a Mage Ring Network. So the good news is that we are gonna cast Omniscience 5, 6, 7 in a few turns. I'm gonna take the lands. We can use the lands. So we have Teferi, which I've all but forgotten about. Need to discard a card. I'll discard Disrupting Shoal. 5, 6, 7. Okay, end of the turn, I suppose we can finally deploy our general. And then hopefully get Omniscience down before the opponent concedes is really my concern, actually. Which is next turn we should have Omniscience down. Don't really have a reason to attack because the opponent has Mystifying Maze up. And that just wastes our time and their time, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play a Lonely Sandbar. I like these lands. And next turn, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, yeah, next turn we're going to play Omniscience. The opponent's draw is insanely bad, but maybe their mana is just not that good. How does this thing work? Remove X storage counters, add X. Remove 2 storage counters. Okay. And we have Omniscience in play, and it's going to be very hard to lose from here. Tick this up. Again, we don't have a reason to attack yet. Well, could have attacked and then used Venser, and then rewind and all this. I probably should have played Dig. No! I should have gone off what we could have. Cast Dig Through Time for free. Grabbed a Talrend. Grabbed a Glenolandra Archmage. Cast Venser. Played Rewind on it. Untapped 4 lands. Cast Forbid or something. Like, we could have gone absolutely crazy. Anyways, to wrap up here, here's the deck. And to be clear, the reason why I picked Teferi is because I just want to win duels quick. I'm not sitting around the table with my old buddies right now. I'm entertaining you, and it's easier to do when it's compact. I don't want it to last an hour. Teferi's insane in duel, just dominates the board, controls what the opponent can't do. Really strong. Hard to remove, importantly, so you can flash him in and just ride him to victory. The rest of the deck, try to make it very powerful for one-on-one duel. Lots of stealing their stuff with Vidalacan Shackles, Threads of Disloyalty, Hypnotic Siren, Treachery, Mind Control, so on. Powerful cards, Cryptic Command, Jace, Biden, Master of Waves, Glenolandra, Thassa, lots of counter magic, lots of draw, lots of surprises and tricks and bounce, some mana boosts and High Tide, and Turnabout, Rewind, X spells, and Omniscience just for fun. So that's the deck. Super fun. We'll be back tomorrow with it or with some variation on it for MTG of the Day number 10. So thanks for watching, and think about contextual thinking in terms of giving feedback. Let me know what you think in the comments of how that applies to Magic or to not Magic or just interacting with people in general. And if you made it all the way to the end, if you found this enjoyable, you're not already supporting us on Patreon, there's a little info tab up here. Make sure to check that out. Get you signed up for the rewards and keep the free and the exclusive content coming. So make sure to check that out. Otherwise, I'll see the rest of you in the comments. Much love, Travis.